Oh, looks like I'm 16. Ladies and gentlemen, to International Racing League, Season 10 F1 Tier, round number 5 at Baku. I am your commentator, Mr. IRL Neon, or as Jared Lee Fosbury. I am joined in the booth by my teammate in F2 and FP, Mr. Paco Suarez.
Hello everyone. Pretty excited about today's race. I mean, it's Baku, so I expect to see a lot of carnage into the castle section. And hopefully, like we say every week, and that actually last week Alfie was able to beat Matthew, hopefully this week we'll have another driver beating Matthew. So yeah, really excited to see what's going to happen today.
Well, that can be true, to be honest. Paco, as we've seen before, Matthew hasn't actually had good luck at this track. He's had a bit of bad luck. Last season he had front wing damage and got beaten by his team, by Rocco, who was his teammate. By position, and Lewis is looking strong around here. He's apparently 4 tenths quicker than everybody else in sector 2, so Lewis is showing some good quality pace, but Matthew isn't that far off in sector 1 and 3. But only time will tell as we go now into the qualifying grid, as we have 16 cars today. Unfortunately, a couple couldn't make it as due to work and with COVID related now getting back into shape in England. But yeah, as we move in to quali, wonder what the weather's going to be like, if it's going to be any rain. And quali looks cloudy / sunny, so it actually looks alright. Well, before we go down on quali laps, Paco, let's hear your qualifying prediction then for this qualifying session.
Well, after seeing practice, I believe Matthew's gonna take pole. I think second place is as well decided. Probably it's gonna be Luis Cortis. But then third place, I'm gonna risk it and say Alfie, just because of his pace last week and for what I've seen in the little practice he has done. And in fourth, because he always asks the fourth place, I'm just gonna say Lee Kelly.
Okay. Well, that's Paco's prediction then. And I'm going to go maybe a little bit different. I think Lewis is going to take pole position as we have a McLaren in the garage. I believe that's Ollie Favell, if it lets me select him. Well then, so Lewis Curtis taking pole, I think by a couple of tenths maybe, if Matthew don't get a good run. But Matthew definitely second. Third, I'm actually going to give Bugatti. I think we both agree on that. Bugatti's going to be up there. Fourth though, I'm going to go with a underdog. I think Cameron. I think he can get up there today. I feel some luck is going to go to the Welshman. He needs it to have a good season this year. But right now then, we're on board with Oliver Favell now, who is the first one on an outlap. Currently in Castle section. And I wonder if we're going to have any incidents like we did a couple of seasons ago, if you remember, Paco, when we were in Season 5 IRL, F2 and F1, the legendary Brandon Glover crashed in Castle, and literally a 15-car pile-up, and then Sondra just gets around them and gets his podium in Baku. Do you think any of that could happen today?
Hopefully I expect it happens, but I think it's gonna be difficult because we've seen that the standards have improved a lot since then. So yeah, I think it's difficult that we see something like that today. But Ollie Flabel about to start his lap, so if you want to get on board with him and take it over.
Alright then, well, as he comes across the finish line and he begins his lap then. Down into turn 1, hits his braking zone, no lock-up, goes over the curb there. Just trying to get a nice line entry. Now into turn 2, got to get this right, you can lose a lot of time. Hits the curb a little bit there, avoids that wall. Just one little error and you can enter that wall like Fernando Alonso and Sorokin did a couple of seasons back in real life. As we're now down the second DRS zone now, into turn 3. Another 90-degree corner, a bit of a lock-up down the left front. Keeps it just within the track limits there and avoids the wall. Let's get a nice broadcast shot there in Sector 1 then. Let's see what his Sector 1 time is. And it's going to be a 34.4. as he's now coming into the tricky chicane. You can lose a lot of time here, and this is where Lewis Curtis has shown some good pace. As now then, we are approaching the infamous castle section. As let's see if Ollie then can avoid the walls. Will it claim its first victim? No. Ollie keeps under control. Nerves of steel. Through that sector there. Nice and tidy there from Ollie. And now it's just a couple of straights and then a massive long straight for end of sector 3. As at the moment, Ollie's had a nice tidy lap.
Yeah, definitely. At the moment, he's having a really good lap, about 2 in the second sector, and yeah, really nice. I hope I could say the same about Matthew, who crashed in the castle section and lost part of his front wing.
Oh, that ain't good for Matthew, is it? Baku coming to haunt him again. I'm not saying it, hope it does, but hopefully we have some spicy action. As Favel then is coming to the line. As let's see what time he's going to do. Will it be a 36? Will it be a 37? Or will it be a 38? As he comes to the line, and it's going to be a 37.6 to 7. Currently first place, as I believe that's a Haas next coming down the track.
Quite solid time, I have to say. Next one in line to cross the finish line, I think it's, well, Matthew, but that time it's not relevant as he lost the front wing. And Lee gets third, but we can see immediately Lewis Curtis taking provisional pole with a 137.3, beating his teammate. But remember, Matthew Older had damage, so quite impressive stuff from the English driver from Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, I've got to agree on that. Good driving there from Matthew. As we're going to go on board a bottle, he was actually invalidated. So that is a shame. He has been struggling with the track limits of the track, as Kevin Harrison's still in the pit lane. Is anybody actually on a quick lap?
Alfie invalidated. Santeri, I think, is on the about to cross the finish line. It seems like a 137 flat. No, that's actually a 137 high. My bad there, but he takes fourth. And I believe, yeah, the only one. No one else is on a lap. Unless Lord is now, no, because he has no ERS, yeah. So, yeah, that's it. And I don't believe anybody else is right now on the lap.
No, I don't think so either, but we are going to have a look, because there's an Alfa Romeo close to a McLaren, if it lets me actually select Ollie. Is it Ollie? Yes. No, it's not. That's actually a Haas. Brandon in.
Yeah, that's weird because Lordy and Matthew have been the whole session just like that. I mean, they've been really, they've come up together and they've been like that for the whole lap. So I don't know what they are trying.
Or having a little scrap to the pit lane already. You know, I think not what he needs, but he needs to be careful. He takes the pit lane, because remember, you can be penalised if you take the penalty, take the pit lane wrong. It has been guided that you can't cut across the white line. If you're making your entry, you need to make it as early as possible, not late, because if you do, you will be given a 5-second penalty, which was given into the rules on Tuesday. But right now, then, as you were saying, Paco.
No, I was about to say that Luis Bassman is right now in his out lap, so he'll be soon on a lap. We could talk about him, because to be honest, he's making his debut in F1. He's not like one of the drivers that have pace enough, you know, to win, but definitely he has made some good races. Indeed, last week in Hungary, he was making such an interesting strategy going on hard since the beginning of the race. And Alfie went faster, so he was on a lap. And yeah, that he takes provisional pole. But coming back to Lewis, he actually did a good race, and he's making good races. And to be honest, I'm quite impressed by his pace.
Yeah, I've got to agree. You know, him and Kevin have been showing some awesome pace. You know, we thought they'd be near the back, but to be honest, you know, they've been the biggest surprise of the season. Racing Point, you know, having a strong form. And Lewis Fassman is on the lap right now. If you want to go on board with it, Paco, as he's entering turn 2.
Yeah, he gets a really, well, I would say a good exit. This straight, I have to say, what I love from Baku, you know, is this feeling of speed as he goes into turn 3, locking up a little bit, going a little bit wide, touching the curb on the outside. Have to watch out to not touch that inside curb, because it can send you flying, but not as much as this curb over here in this sort of chicane as he locks up and goes wide. Definitely this lap is not being good, as Ollie lets the Racing Point by, so he doesn't block Luis Bassman on his flying lap as he goes now through the castle section. as there's a slow car ahead. I think that's Alfie, but he'll probably get out of the racing point way soon enough, I believe. There we go. Alfie slowing down so the racing point can go by. Touching the curb, really aggressive. Louis Passman on his lap, but not a good one though. He's going really deep on some corners as he locks up again. Touch the wall a little bit. And going into the final sector, not a good time at the moment. 14-1. It could be much better, but I believe he's still going to be ahead of Cameron Young and probably David or Davidek, however it's pronounced. Going into the main straight with a straight line speed at the moment of 206. Will he hit 209? No, it doesn't. And he does a 138.1, so just like I said, well, actually, he overtook some people, Fletty, Brandon, and Davidek. So, yeah, not brilliant, but not a bad lap.
Yeah, not a bad lap at all, you know, especially, you know, with these competitive guys, and that is Ollie Favell then on a lap right now as the list lets him go then, as we're going to go on board with Ollie then. Currently in 4th place with 37.626. Needs to find a couple more tenths if he wants to challenge for the top 3s. We see Alfie, which I don't know if you mentioned or if we both missed. He's actually first right now with a 37.330.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier, you know, that we thought he invalidated and he was not going on another run, but he did, and he indeed, while Louis Passman was doing the lap, he was able to set the fastest lap, so good for him. Let's see if he can hold that provisional pole until the end of the session.
Yeah, hopefully he can, and give Matthew another challenge, as he did say in the interviews last week. He was a contender. He said he could be a contender for the title maybe next season, or even at the start of this season if he started from round 1. And that is a very bold statement from Alfie. But right now, though, on board with Ollie Favell then, who's just finished Castle section, about to finish Sector 2, now to enter Sector 3. As he's coming into the left-hander, goes over the curb, keeps it within track limits, keeps the car under control. As now then, he does a 1 minute 13.5, currently 800 up on his time. That isn't going to get him, well, it could actually get him up one position over Matthew, but Matthew should be improving. As let's see what Ollie Favell then can do. Holds it in 7th gear, goes up to 8th now, down the straight, a little bit of a curve. He's going to need DRS active to have good straight line speed in this McLaren. Will he move up a position? Only time will tell us. He's coming down the straight now, coming across the line, and it's going to be a 137.537, 900th improvement, goes to 3rd, but I'm guessing the 4-time champion is about to improve, and he's coming down the straight now. Let's see what he does.
136.9, and he goes pole. Incredible from Matthew Older once again.
A great lap there. I can't fault him. You know, Matthew always knows when to perfect a lap. As there is.
He also improves.
Lee Kelly
goes up to 5th. Yeah. Wow. Oh, and I think it's Brandon Villegas who was overtaking the Red Bull Santry, and he's now finishing his lap. I don't know if he was blocked or not. Seemed like it was just on time, but let's see what he says. It's not going to be a 136, of course. Let's see if he gets to the 37s, and he does with the 137.7, and it's enough to be 7th. But just behind him, it's Fletty who overtakes him. But what's up? Because, I mean, look at that. From Lee Kelly to actually Brandon Villegas, there's only 1/10 of a gap. I mean, it's insane.
It is, and it's very close yet again for the midfield to like 3rd, technically 2nd. Let's just count out Matthew. Matthew's in his own little bracket. Everybody else is really close to each other. You know, it would be more spicy if Matthew was also this close to him with the championship fight. But Matthew, with skill and determination, is holding his own right now in first. Bugatti then will be next up to be in the lap. If you want to go on board with Baku.
Yeah, I'll go on board with him, but it was just fun to see Alfie, you know, trying to stay behind Matthew to see if he would let him some slipstream, but yeah, the Alfa Romeo was not in the mood to let that happen. And right now Alfie going into the main straight, about to start his lap, as there's yellow flags just ahead, but I think it's just Codemaster thing, or maybe someone going into the pits. But yeah, quite weird. As he starts his lap, and let's see, he goes over the curb, goes down to 3rd, really good exit over the curb, 4th gear, as there's a green flag, so no danger in front, as he locks up a little bit into turn 2, but really good exit. He opens DRS, goes up to 7th gear, hitting a straight line speed of 201, which is quite solid from the AlphaTauri, locks up a little bit into turn 3 as well. But really steady and fast, so yeah, good lap at the moment by the AlphaTauri as he slides a little bit at the exit of turn 4. At the moment, he sets purple, improving marginally by 500ths of a second. And getting out to the castle section, that I love this part so much, as you get really close to the wall and it's really easy to make a mistake and go to the wall. But yeah, here's where skill is seen as he goes, he just floors it. Really good second sector from Alfie as he goes now through these 3 consecutive corners, 3 left-handed corners. So yeah, at the moment really well done. He goes over the curb, sliding a little bit at the exit as well, but that's what you have to do, just floor it as he improves. Not as much as in the first sector, but he's still improving, and that could be enough to extend his second place gap compared to Luis. Going now into the main straight, what will Alfie do? Hitting at the moment 200 miles per hour. Yellow flags in sector 1, but I think it's a game, and he's going into the pit, so he didn't feel well, actually I understand, because if he had finished the lap, I don't think he would have had enough time, you know, to go back into the pits and have new set of tires. So yeah, quite smart call there by the AlphaTauri.
Yeah, smart call indeed. But right now then, on board with the racing point of Lewis Bassman, as Davidic and Kevin Harrison are beginning their flying laps, and their probably final flying laps very soon. But right now then, Lewis Bassman then approaching castle section. You've got to be very gutsy here, no error, no little mistake, and for some reason there's yellows here. I don't know if this is a Cody's glitch or something, hopefully it didn't affect Lewis's lap. As now then, he's come down to the little left straight, technically, I don't know what you really would call this section, to be honest, just straight line power. And here comes Lewis then, over the curb. Oh, he hits the wall, no wind damage,
yeah.
And that can really cost you. Yeah, orange damage, and in the race you need to pit because you'll will not go.
Yeah, but
and survive.
I don't believe he got damage from that.
No, I think he might have just scraped it with his tyre. To be honest, might have been lucky there. Let's see what he does then. He's coming down at the final strip. Will he go into the pit lane or will he finish the lap?
I believe so. I believe he's. Oh well, no, he's gonna finish.
Did he?
Oh, no,
he's not. He's going in the pits, but he crossed the white line. He can't do that.
I mean, the thing is, it's quality exactly. I mean, as long as in the race they do not do it, then it's fine. And let's hope Luis Bassman, you know, can get enough time to go back. And yeah, I was about to ask if Kevin was still in the pits, but yeah, he's out, so he's not gonna be blocked by his teammates, so he will have enough time to just start his lap. Or actually, is he on his lap?
He's already on his lap.
The Ferrari is on his lap. Yeah, he's about to finish the lap, and then it's Kevin. Yeah, so we're gonna keep an eye on Kevin. But first, let's go on board with the Ferrari that is about to cross the finish line. What will he do? I believe he's gonna do a 137 high.
You're correct.
And he did. Just top 10. Yeah, probably they'll beat that time. But hey, at the moment he's in the top 10. So, oh, and Kevin didn't.
Wait, what? Oh no.
Is it desync?
I think it is desync. I think Kevin's the one who's desynced for us because he was in the final sector and then somehow he's in the pit lane.
Oh, look at the ERS. It's weird. Yeah, so let's not keep an eye on Kevin. We'll see at the end of the session where he qualifies, or even in the race, we'll see where he qualifies. And I believe the first one to start his lap, it's gonna be Luis Curtis. So we're gonna go on board to him because I think that if you want to learn how to do a lap on this track, Luis or even Matthew, you know, are the best teachers, you know, to guide you through. So Luis Curtis into turn 1, goes over the curb at the exit. I have to say, everyone knows how to do the apex, but you have to get the gear right. As we can see, Luis getting a really stable exit, going up to 5th, opening DRS. I have to say, this track probably is one of the most difficult. I mean, the second sector probably is one of the most difficult, and you can lose a lot of time, or the opposite, you can gain a lot of time. And at the moment, the first sector seems like a pretty good one from Luis. Let's see if he's improving. Yes, he is. At the moment, purple sector. Locks up a little bit at the exit, and that's quite weird. But he now goes over the curb. He doesn't invalidate. Really, I mean, taking advantage of the limits of the track there. He almost hits the wall, but that's how you have to do it. And now gets a really good exit, going up to 4th. He doesn't lose the car. That's really important. Going up to 7th, and yellow flags in sector 3, but that's probably people just getting sorted to start it. Oh, and he invalidates, so that's over. So let's get with Matthew Older, who I believe is the next one in line to complete his lap. And Matthew Older right now let's see if he doesn't invalidate. But that's a big bottle from Luis. Don't you agree there, Jared?
Oh yeah, especially since he's been taking those corners perfect, and he invalidates. Matthew does the exact same line, hits the wall. Let's see what his second sector is. Is he improving? Apparently by 5 and a bit tenths. So Lewis wouldn't even be on ball.
I think we can go to the next car, you know, because this is just gonna be a banger. Look at that, you know, taking advantage of the track limits, you know, just getting really, really close to the walls, and really, I mean, he's literally flying on this track. And let's see what he says. It's gonna be a 136.4, and it's enough to take pole. And I don't think Alfie's gonna be to beat it, but you never know. What will Alfie do? It's gonna do a 37 flat, and I think that's speed 2 guaranteed.
It's got to be, as we're going to go on board with the ball hog himself right now, currently in 7th place. Let's see where he goes.
Santori was really close, by the way. Santori was really close from beating Alfie, and Lee takes 4th.
Oh, and then Santori moves back up to 7th. Trying to beat Fleddy.
Brandon.
Is Brandon on? No, Brandon on lap. Brandon's off.
No, Brandon Villegas, I meant.
Oh.
He didn't improve, I believe.
See me moving for Brandon Villegas here. As Lewis Fassman is the last one, as Ollie hasn't validated, I already know that. Let's see what time he will do. Will he find the time he needs to possibly make it in the top 10? Oh, he hits the wall! Too close there.
A little bit.
But will that scrub a bit of time off as Ollie is retired in the pit lane? As here comes Lewis Fassman down at the straight, and it's 13th. That's the best he can do. And Kevin Harrison, no lap time, 16th.
Wow. What a session. What a session, because to be honest, that mistake, actually Rocco was able, you know, to get ahead of Luis, and to be honest, Luis has bottled really, really, really hard. I mean, we expected him, you know, to be maybe not behind Matthew, you know, but to be up there with Alfie and Santori. But look at that, he's 6, and he's gonna do a lot of work for the race.
Oh yeah, you know, the Red Bulls yet again 3rd and 4th. They've been very good
like
in
last
qualifying.
week.
You know, like last week, and unfortunately Santeri and Nino went in a bit of an altercation. And unfortunately Nino isn't here today, so he will be back next week. But the Red Bulls, you know, they're looking strong. But it just doesn't look like the constructors is strong enough right now, and maybe they may need to decide next season who to have on their team, as long as everybody signs up again. That is, but I've got to say, Santeri and Lee have been a very strong lineup, and getting good qualities. It's just race pace. They need to nail it and not double stack.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, they have a really right now they have a potential result. I mean, a really good potential result. So they'll have to watch out, and let's see if the session is not glitched. Time has hit 0.
Oh.
But yeah, let's just in case. I'm gonna take a screenshot from the results just in case, although they will be able to.
Because Kevin is apparently on. You know, this game amazed me. This glitch was patched at the start, like near the start of the game, and now it's broken again. At Japan, Matthew got disqualified. Like Matthew got disqualified for apparently being on the wrong tyre, even though he started on softs and went hards, and then we had a song and dance routine on that.
Do you know who's in the commentaries, in the comment section?
Go on.
An old friend, Jay Trowbridge.
Jay Trowbridge.
Jakitex.
Whoa, Jakitex! He is here. Jakitex has returned to the IRL channel. It's great to see you, Jay. Please come back to IRL F1 and kick Matthew's ass. Please do that. It's great to see you. Welcome back.
By the way, Tommy is asking if Kevin is allowed to complete his lap. I don't believe he's on a lap right now.
He will be on a lap for him. Just for us, we can't see it. It's now apparently he's getting killed by the Haas, but for him, he'll be actually on a lap. He's not allowed to complete it.
Oh my god, that's Tokyo Drift right there.
Yeah, it is. He ain't allowed to complete it because it will be a glitched lap and it could cause issues with the race. It could put him first, and he ain't going to take first. No offense to the lad. Matthew has nailed that in the coffin. 36-4. The lobby does believe need a restart.
I would say as we wait for a new lobby to emerge, I'm going to read the comment section. As Ross says, hello lads, hello Ross, my F9 commentator in another league. But yeah, so he's in the comment section, and we had a new guy, Bisosu, or however you say that name. watching, I think watching this for educational purposes, he says. But yeah, he's amazed by the speed of these guys, and I have to agree. Really, really fast, as we can see the leaderboard there from quali. And yeah, you can take us through as they make the new session.
Well, yep. Well then, Matthew on pole, Alfie in second, Santeri in third place, Lee Kelly fourth, Rocco Walsh then in fifth, Lewis Curtis in sixth, Oliver Bell seventh, Sondra Sohag decent at qualifying in eighth place. Will he get a podium? Fleddy in ninth, Brandon Vilgas in 10th, Davidic in his return to IRL in 11th, Lodi 12th, Lewis Wassman 13th, Brandon Glover 14th, Cameron Young in 15th, and Kevin Harrison rounds up the back of the grid in 16th. But we've just got to say, look at the lap of... Oh no, now there's not enough players in the session for the lobby. That's just great. But as I was saying, a 36-4. Now, were you expecting that from Matthew there, Paco, or was that just completely out of the blue and a great lap time?
Be honest, at practice it seemed like it was closer. I don't know if he was sandbagging, which would be quite weird. But hopefully everyone else made a mistake on their laps, and they're a little bit closer, or at least Lewis Curtis. I think the rest of the field gonna be amazing. But if that's the real pace from Matthew and no one else is closer to him, I think the win is already decided. Unless he crashes in the castle section.
Yeah, it's true, and it's, I've got to give credit to Matthew though. He's showing us, and now my TV's starting to turn off. He's showing us that he has the pace, and he wants to improve every time. And he keeps improving every season. So this guy looks like really unstoppable. Louis had a go at him. Couldn't even touch him at this track. And Jay, when Jay was here, he had a go. And Jay was the closest person in IRL to actually challenge Matthew, to be honest, I would say. But Matthew, at the moment, is unbeatable. And hopefully that will change in a couple of seasons where maybe some familiar faces may return. I do hope that as we wait for Matthew then to set the grid up. And we will get on with the race. Have you got anything else to add, Paco, on Sondre or anybody else in the qualifying? Were you surprised at?
To be honest, I was surprised at Sondre because if I'm not wrong, I think he took top 10, 8th or 7th, I believe. Which was quite decent, taking into account, that in the last quarters he was starting last, or one of the last positions, he was starting at the bottom of the field, and finally he has gotten a decent starting position, so hopefully he'll be able to do well. And maybe Rocco would also be a nice surprise, because he has been without line, but he was close to Alfie, and to Santeri, he was there. Maybe he's not close to Matthew, which is the same for next games. But yeah, he was close to the midfield, and that's good to see. Hopefully he can fight for a podium today.
Yeah, I hope that does. Rocco, he went no line this year. He was Matthew Simmon's last season, and he got second in the championship, and he learnt a lot from Matthew, to be honest. And I can't give Rocco too much hate or any criticism, because he's the most improved driver on the grid this season. To be honest, with no line, he's took that challenge on, and he's still got his pace, and he's improving. So, and I can't count Lewis out either. Those two have been the most improved drivers this season, and Matthew's just Matthew. He's just a goat. But yeah, Rocco, good job, and hopefully Sonny does get a good result. I don't want any DSQs this season, as he usually gets. But hopefully he can have a good run, and hopefully Kevin can finally fix that issue he had in quali, as we should go in soon. As Matthew should have got it up ready.
Hopefully. Well, probably they are setting. They're still, figuring out how the grid should look like. So it's better that it's well set, without any mistake, than going ready up, and having some errors, in the starting positions. And also, they'll have to take into account what Kevin has done, because he will have to to send screenshot of his lap probably to prove that he did that lap. Because if I'm not mistaken, do you remember that race with Lance in the commentary box in F2, I believe it was, in which I did a quali in Italy, I believe it was, but I was not showing for him, and I was last apparently, and I qualified third, and everyone else could see that I was third, but he couldn't see it. So maybe we're not seeing what Kevin's position is, but maybe the rest could actually see what he did.
Yeah, I know what you mean now. I know what you mean. Yeah, that could be a scenario. As everyone has read it up now, so we are going into the race. We don't know if it's clear, we don't know if it's wet or not. We just don't know. But to be honest, yeah, I understand. We had that issue, I believe, in Japan as well, where it showed somebody in the race finish that they finished third for them, but then in the actual spectator mode it said they finished 15th. So it is a similar issue, which Cody's have had plenty of time to fix. Hopefully the new game it is fixed for that. I doubt it, but yeah, it's just annoying. But let's get on with the live action race, and let's wait for Phil to pick his tyres and get his race strategy ready, and let's get on with this race.
And just for those who are also tuning in into the stream and they're racing, don't forget your setups.
Only Matthew, please forget your setup, okay? All jokes. Let's hope we have a good race and no collisions, and the weather does look clear, so no threat of rain this weekend. We haven't had rain for a while in F1 actually. I don't even think we've had rain at all this season, to be honest. Unless... Did we have rain at Bryn?
No, I believe you haven't.
I hope we do get some rain this season. I don't want a dry race all season for every track. But as we wait for them people to pick setups, pick tyres and everything, hopefully there's no glitch or anything, as people are still loading in. No, and there isn't an issue then. Karen's now readied up, so everyone has loaded in then fully.
Don't get nervous, my friend. Everything is just normal, alright?
Well, you can't trust Cody's these days, you know. I remember in Silverstone when Matthew was host at one point in F1 tier, we had to like restart it like 3 times because it just wouldn't go. It was just being stupid.
I mean, as we wait, we could maybe do our prediction. I mean, if it's not, if you don't have any issues with it, I can start with my prediction.
Yep, sure.
So for me, I'm gonna really risk it. Okay, I'm gonna go bold. I'm gonna put Matthew in first. I'm gonna put Alfie in second, and I'm gonna take notes of this so we can actually, you know, make sure that at the end of the race if we got it right or not. I'm gonna keep Santori in third, and I'm gonna put Luis in fourth, because I believe Luis is gonna gain positions, but Santori, Alfie, you know, have the pace to stay ahead of him. So yeah, that's my top 4.
Okay, then I'll go with my top 4. Well, obviously Matthew, you know, good as he is, I think he'll get first. Second's going to be close though. I think Alfie second. I'm going to go Rocco third. I think he can pull something out of the bag today. He's showing some strong pace. And Santori fourth. I think he won't get a podium. And I think he'll be a bit more cautious than what it was at Hungary.
And where's Luis at? In the castle section or what?
Luis, no, he's in the retirement home. You know, he's called it a day now in Alfa Romeo. He's washed Albon, as I would say, as also Matthew does say. But all jokes aside, then let's have a look at tyre strategies for the people who didn't make it into the top 10. Kevin Harrison then in 11th, so that's where he actually qualified on mediums. Davidic in 12th on hard tyres. Roddy also in hard tyres in 13th, with Lewis Vasserman on mediums. The Race Point team not doing a different strategy, they're both starting on medium tyres. Brandon, Cameron and Edward all on hard tyres. Edward actually made it, so we have 17. But I do have to say, Paco, do you think the medium to hard strategy is going to work, or do you think they're going to stay out to go medium soft?
To be honest, quite surprised to see some people on mediums. I don't think it's gonna work, to be honest. I don't see the point of going hards. If you can avoid, I mean, if you're gonna start on hards to finish on softs, I understand it because it's the alternate strategy. But go mediums to go hards, I hope they're gonna try, you know, and stretch their tires and maybe do a miracle and go softs. because hards for me are too slow. It was proven in FP, do you remember, that everyone on hards that stayed on the safety car, they just started losing positions. But anyways, they're getting ready. They're gonna put themselves in their in the grid. So yeah, I'll let you commentate the start.
We will come to the start. I was wondering why Brandon was actually quite far back, because I'm telling you now that was not 10 car lengths. So just a little noted down in a little book. But all jokes.
Oh, Lickle got in.
Yeah, Lickle did get in. I did say he is 17th, so he has to be at the back of the grid. But then the light sequence will be beginning very shortly. We have Matthew in first, Alfie in second. Who is going to take the lead in turn 1 as the light sequence has begun? We have now 5 red lights for round number 5, IRL F1 at Baku, and the lights are out and the drivers are underway. And it looks like Bugatti's had a good start as we have little leaderboard glitch for Bugatti going on the inside of Matthew. Matthew holds his line, tries to hold it on the outside. Matthew keeps the lead. Bugatti in second, and
Clean
I think
start.
it's Lee in third. Is it? It is Lee in third place.
Oh, what's out? Oof, a lot of contact there.
A lot of chaos behind. Lewis Kirsten in 7th place, actually 5th place I'd say, but he's under threat now by Rocco Walsh right behind him with Ollie and Sondre just waiting in the wings.
Oh, when Davide in a Ferrari got damaged.
On board with that, how bad's the damage? Oh, it's an end plate missing, he needs to pit. Oh, and he's just backing off, letting everybody through. I think he's going to retire and call it a day. Hopefully he doesn't, hopefully he continues.
I don't think so. I think he's just gonna go into the pits, but I think he's being clever. You know, he doesn't want to block anyone. And meanwhile, I mean, everyone quite close, but we haven't seen any overtake. I mean, well, Lee Kelly was actually able to overtake his teammate, and Lewis was able to overtake Rocco. But apart from that, we haven't seen much more overtakes than that. The Racing Points currently sitting 11th and 12th, I believe. Oh, well, Matthew made a mistake. I don't know if he has damage from that, but it's going to be Alfie who takes currently the latest. Matthew now goes for a switch back there. They're going to be side by side into this section of corners. But Matthew at the moment stay behind. He's going to use slipstream to try and overtake the Alpha Tauri as he moves out of the slipstream zone. I don't think he's going to pit. Technically, he doesn't have damage, but I believe he's going to cover the inside, so Alfie is not able to replicate the overtake, but he's going to try and run the outside. Matthew's going to cover the inside as he goes deep under braking. Alfie tries to go for the switchback as he has a really nice traction, and he's going to have the inside for this corner as he tries to hold it, but Matthew really clever, you know, braking late and not letting him have any space on the inside. And now it's the Red Bull who's going to try as well, but Alfie doesn't want to. Oh, and you were right about the Ferrari. He retires, unfortunately, but yeah, day over for him. And at the moment, things stay the same. Alfie second, Matthew first, and I believe that Lee Kelly in third place.
Oh yeah, well, you know, Matthew there, as you said, was all under that straight there, was really under threat, and it's a very rare mistake. Oh God, Lewis there in the background, and he's lost position, I believe, or is he trying to make a position?
No, he overtakes Santori, and he was now trying to get Lee.
Oh God, Lewis is back on a charge, and he knows he's still got a chance for this championship, a very slim chance, but he's still got a chance. Only round number 5. Now, will Lewis get a good run? But Lee Kelly's had a great run on Alfie there.
Or I would say Alfie had a really bad, because look at the time he lost to Matthew.
Oh yeah, already DRS gap's already been gone. 1.4 seconds right now to Alfie and Matthew. Lee Kelly then is looking hungry for second place. Will Matthew, though, not bottle, because he's really struggling, locking up a little bit now. And Lee Kelly is all of the tail on Alfie.
Whoa. Sorry for that, but Santori, oh my God, what a save. He went over the curve at the exit of the penultimate, well, not the penultimate corner, but just after the second sector, and he almost lost the car. That was quite impressive.
Oh, someone has lost the car. That is a Renault going slowly. It is the famous Bottle Haug. He is into the wall, and he is in 16th, and he needs to recover that car. As Lee Kelly has now just moved into second place. Lee Kelly looking hungry and looking for another win in his IRL seasons. Matthew goes deep again. I think he hit the wall. Did Matthew hit the wall there? Because he was very close, and DRS is enabled.
Sure. I think Alfie is going to try and get it back as he's getting closer and closer, but the corner is approaching and he's not close enough to try and dive. And meanwhile behind, the things stay the same as almost everyone lock up there, and Alfie will have to stay third and wait for the opportunity to try and overtake Lee. Lee you know, a youngster, you know, that he has proven that he has a lot of speed, but definitely not the consistency, you know. He makes too many mistakes as he is still very, very young. But if he gets his consistency right, he could be a threat, you know, in a future for Matthew, you know, and if he actually starts to speed up his pace.
Yeah, I have to agree that Lee has shown some strong pace at certain points. As you said, he is young. He's only like 13 or 12 years old, so the guy's got a lot of a promising future. But Matthew, you know, he's also going to be challenging and improving as well.
Alfie.
Oh, wing damage! Lewis has got wing damage!
Yeah. Lewis and Alfie, both of them.
No, sorry, no, that's Alfie. No, sorry, I apologise.
Yeah, it's Alfie, that's what I meant. Yeah, he hit the wall at the exit, and he went really over the curb, and he just lost it. So that's unfortunate. We will have a 3 wide. I believe we could have a 3 wide.
Well, he needs to make it in the pit lane as Lewis gets to make a move. Oh, he's blocking him, so he can't go in the pit.
Let's see. No, because Alfie is not going to go into the pits. I don't believe that's his intention. What's up for the Red Bull? I believe the Red Bull, is he going to send it? No, he stays behind. I mean, when he hits, and that's damage as well for Santry. Oh my god. Plenty of mistakes we're seeing now. Santry is all over the AlphaTauri, and I believe he's going to try the overtake now, but I don't believe he has the straight line speed to try it, and actually Alfie is pulling away. So yeah, both of them have damage, and that's a big advantage for Luis, Lee and Matthew that are going to be able to even pull away more.
Yeah, that is bad, especially for the Red Bull team itself. You know, a sister team and a Red Bull team crashing at this track isn't really good, and I'll tell you who really isn't having a good day is the Renaults. When Cameron went in the pits and Sandra had damage, they had to double stack, and they've lost a lot of time, and they'll be just hoping for a safety car or something to try and get them back into point contention. Because right now they're nowhere near it. As that front wing on that Red Bull isn't looking healthy, as he almost hit his wing again in Castle, and Rocco is under threat by Oli Favell.
Yeah, I mean, Rocco has to get that Red Bull out of the way because he has lost DRS range to Alfie. And that's I mean, the podium you were calling for Rocco, you know, it's just escaping right there, you know, that sense of podium is escaping. He has to get that overtake done and put all his DRS into this straight to try and get back into DRS range to Alfie. Let's see if he does the overtake right now, as he has Slupstream and DRS. Will he be able to overtake Santry? I think it's going into the pits.
Oh, hang on, VSC.
Virtual.
That's Cameron.
Yeah, that saves Santry. Oh, Alfie, I think he cut the line.
Oh, hopefully you've clipped that, and hopefully you can see.
I didn't have a clear angle, but I think he was staying out, and suddenly he was in the pits. That's why I'm suspicious about it. But maybe I'm overreacting. I don't know.
Is anyone pit then under the VSC? Yeah, a couple of people are in. So Ollie, Santeri and Alfie in the pits, as you said then. And they're on hard tyres. It could work. This VSC could help them.
Yeah, could work.
But
and probably it could work even more for Ollie. Because he didn't have damage and he could do a good undercut. So let's see how it works out.
And also he had pace to keep up with Rocco, who was trying to actually get ahead of Santeri, and he's in clean air now. But Matthew is not pulled a bigger gap as I thought he would. Right now, gap's 1.9, of course, with the VSC. But look how close Lewis Curtis and Lee Kelly are. Now that's going to be a very interesting fight. As VSC has ended.
Yep.
And we're back to racing then.
And I was about to say about Matthew, like he doesn't really need to push. Like he's 1.5, 1.6. You know, he just needs to control the gap, to not let Lee back into DRS. And just to not make any mistakes, because and you know, because you saw it in FP with me, that if you try to push more than what you can do, you're gonna end in the wall and you can get damaged. So Matthew, it's not in the need to risk it that much.
Oh yeah, that is true. And right now I'm on board with Edward, who's actually fighting Lordy for position. And then one Haas is in ultra defensive mode, and one Haas is in ultra attack mode right now. But it's very close. All you need is this straight to overtake someone around here. You don't need to do it in the second DRS zone.
Really bad exit from Lodi, by the way.
Yeah, very bad exit down. Oh, Edward into the wall. Yeah, big chunk missing.
Yeah, not only that, here he clipped the inner corner. Oh, Lodi, yes. But does he have damage from that? Not able to see it.
Edward has missing an end plate because of that, and Edward's going for the dive, and he's sending it. Shoves.
Oh my God. Ooh.
That's a bit iffy, but he does let him back through, and he may realise he was at fault there, and he's just got no turn. Look at him struggling there. Locks up on the left front, and it just looked like the car's got like some issue either with the suspension or the front wing. So hopefully he can get that car back into the pits.
And hopefully Oli doesn't encounter that Mercedes, you know, before the straight, because if Legal is not able to push that much, it's gonna block Oli a lot. So yeah, Oli will have to watch out.
Right now they're on board with Brandon Vilgas right now, currently fighting for 5th place. Didn't pit under the VSC, which could help him, you know. The guys who've pitted on hard tyres, they could have bottled and ruined their race, but anything can happen. As Brandon then is actually trying to catch up with Fleddy and trying to overtake, as they're costing each other time, as we get a nice helicopter shot now. And I've got to say, that Haas is miles better than the Haas this season in real life. They should have kept it like that, but unfortunately sponsors had to change, and right now the Haas currently fighting with the AlphaTauri or Fleddy.
Yeah, I think Fledder is going to make the overtake, and just before it happens, I think Oli's timing is going to be great, and actually Lee will let him by, so Oli's up to 10th, and he's not going to have that much traffic.
Here goes Brandon then, he on the inside, he's going for the overtake now. And Red Bull and an Alfa Romeo are in the pits, so Matthew stayed out. He's going the overcut strategy, see if he can pull it off. He made it work in FP a little bit and lost Lewis Curtis by car
he's going to be ahead.
Is he?
Matt's ahead.
It's going to be.
I believe 5 seconds. 4. No, I believe.
It's going to be close.
Well, maybe I overreacted.
It is going to be close because Lee's just leaving the garage now.
Oh, yes, ahead of Lee. Yes, ahead of Lee. No, they're still side by side. Lee has the inside, so Oli will have DRS, and they are still side by side. Lee trying to push him off, but Oli remains. I think he has DRS now, so he's going to make the overtake round the outside, or at least he has to. So yeah, I think that's the overtake done by Oli. Lee has to stay behind Oli as Oli locks up a little bit, and yeah, that's podium position. Well, virtual podium position for Oli Flabel.
Oh yeah, that is a very good position right now for Oli, but he needs now to push, because right now gap to leader is for him at 20.9 seconds. He needs to get that under 20 seconds to be confirmed in first, because right now Matthew has picked up the pace a tiny bit now. He now realises Lewis is getting held up in traffic, and Lewis is in traffic. He needs to get ahead of Lee, he needs to get ahead of Oli if he wants a chance to beat Matthew. Matthew is in clean air, his tyres may be a bit dead, but he can push when he needs to push. He knows when the car is going to snap and make a mistake, because right now he's got a 7-second gap to rock up.
And Oli has to also push and try, you know, to get off DRS range, because if he doesn't, you know, it's just going to be a constant battle between Lee, Kelly and Oli. So let's see if he's able to push. Right now he's on the edge. Maybe with a really good exit here, he might be able to just get away with it. Let's see, a 5.91. It's going to be really, really close. He will have to try and use all his ERS. I think he has the gap. I don't think Lee's going to have DRS.
No, he don't. Lee don't have DRS. Oli got that out the gap.
Doesn't.
Lee on the fret now.
Yeah.
Matthew.
On what side? Because Luis. Oh, Luis is sending it. Luis is now having the inside. Oh my god, that's speed and a half. And now he's down the inside, and that's the overtake down for Luis. But watch out, because Lee hasn't had his last word yet, and I think he's gonna try and get it back in the second straight. As he has a really decent exit, I have to say, despite the dirt here. But he's not using ERS, so I don't think he's interested in making the overtake. I think he's interested, you know, in getting back to DRS range with Oli Flabel. So yeah, quite smart driving from Lee. And let's see how this plays out, as Alfie is now putting Lee under threat. Really good exit by the AlphaTauri. Will he try to dive down the inside? No, he's too far away.
Well, I've just also got to cut off as well there. We thought Matthew would have been behind Oli, but he actually got ahead by a bit of a margin. He's actually ahead of Lodi as well, so Matthew then picked up the pace on those softs, and maybe Oli just didn't have enough tyre life or tyre pace advantage, and well, looks like it hasn't worked out, because Matthew in 4th, currently net leader.
But to be honest, I didn't think Oli was going to catch Matthew. I thought he just wanted to do the undercut on these guys, and it played out really, really well. I think his objective now, you know, is to get Lodi before the DRS range, which is going to be quite difficult. He achieves it. But yeah, because look at that, Luis is just all over the back of the McLaren, and with DRS, I don't think Oli is going to be able to defend.
Yeah, Lewis is all over him now then.
And Matthew
Matthew's
also.
actually going to make him up Bran. We'll
It's not close.
Be an easy.
No, he's close enough.
He's going to be an easy move to turn 1, pressure tyres, but here comes Ollie and Lewis. Lewis going side by side now, down the long straight, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and Lewis into 6th place then, and Ollie drops to 6th again, and actually Lewis moves back up because somebody pit, I believe that's Brandon Vilgas then, in the pit lane, in the Haas, currently in the garage. Let's see where he comes out compared to Fleddy. And it's going to be close actually, and with the Red Bull as well, and he just gets behind of Santari there.
Yeah, and Ollie's not making the overtake on Lewis. He's gonna stay behind. Let's see if it plays out well, because I believe Lewis has a little bit more pace than Ollie, and if he's ahead, he's gonna be able to pull away. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he proved me wrong, and Ollie is able to keep up with Lewis, as he has a average run through that sort of chicane. And they are now encountering Lodi, so Luis is going to lose a little bit of time, and that's going to help Ollie to keep DRS range. Let's see how it plays out.
Yeah, we're going to see how it plays out, but I've also got to add, look at Lee Kelly. He's almost got 100% ERS compared to Ollie, who's only got 55. Lee is in attack mode. He is ready to take that position. He is hungry for a podium today, and it will definitely get up his confidence.
Alfie is also looking tasty. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a 3 wide there. Oh, a really good run by the AlphaTauri, who is now all over the back of Lee Kelly. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 3 wide on the straight, although we would need a miracle, to be honest, but it's not impossible to see it, as Luis probably will overtake Lori, or maybe not. I think it's going to be a close call, but the fight we're watching now is this one for 6, as they both open DRS. Ollie also has DRS, but will Lee be able to make the overtake? He's not close enough. He's not using that much DRS. Oh, and he goes really deep on the brake, and he hits Ollie. If he doesn't have damage, that would be a miracle. And Alfie overtakes Lias. Is now up to 7th, and next target is Ollie Flavel. I don't know if he's gonna try the overtake here. He opens DRS. He activates ERS. He's getting closer, but not close enough. As ahead, Luis just overtaking the Haas. I believe that was down the inside.
Yeah, I believe it was there. Lodi then moves in the position of Lewis, and that's good for Lewis now. He needs to catch up 3.7 seconds to Bran, and he needs to catch at least 2 seconds to Matthew, because Matthew right now is currently fighting Kevin Harrison for the lead of this race, and Kevin will be making his pit stop in the next 3 laps.
You know, just hoping that Kevin goes as slow as possible into that section so Luis can catch up, but yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Definitely, you know, Kevin is in a bit of trouble now. Matthew's all over the back end of it. And we can really see an overtake soon.
And look at that train forming up behind Lodi. I mean, I don't know if Ollie's going to try doing the overtake before would be... No. I mean, he's clever. I don't think he's going to try something like that. Oh! And Ollie will lose the back end, hit the wall. I don't know if that's damage for the McLaren driver, which will now be behind the AlphaTauri. So he will have to try and regain that position back. And Lodi right now... Well, actually, this is not as close as I would think. But yeah, it's going to be enough for Alfie to do the overtake on Lodi. And let's see what... the McLaren does, as we can see now. Matthew retaking the lead of the race. As well, Alfie not close enough to Lodi. Will Lodi have some straight line speed that we haven't seen yet?
No, I was quite surprised. That was actually an overtake there. Maybe Alfie's thinking, well, I'm going to get him this straight now. I'm going to save my tyres a little bit. And
or maybe not. He's not close enough.
No, he ain't. But look at Lee, though. He is. But he just hasn't got this pit pace. As soon as Ollie gets into that 8th gear, Lee just drops back, and he's got nothing to answer. Another lock up there from the AlphaTauri there. He's getting too close now to Lee. He doesn't want to make a mistake like Ollie and Lee, where they almost damage their front wings. So, because that can be crucial around here, especially with the front wing. If you get a front wing to orange, you will hit the wall in the fast left right section, because you need that downforce package. And right now then, this 4-car fight is happening for another lap.
I mean, and right now, Ollie, has to stay calm, and just regain that gap he lost to have a chance on the straight. But right now, quite difficult as he tries, really aggressive there on the castle section, and he's now getting closer to Alfie, but still not enough. As surprisingly, it's Baku, but no one having penalties in this race.
Well, you might have just now jinxed it, but yeah, you are correct. No penalties right now. And we do have another fight for the behind between another Red Bull driver, Santiago Montacane, and Brandon Vilgas Fleddy. And possibly Rocco, if he can actually keep up. He's currently 3.5, and he actually is getting.
Yeah, they will have the overtake.
Oh, look at
Alfie as well.
Alfie's literally on his tail.
Oh, but look at the ERS. Lordy has much more. I mean, look at that straight line speed.
Yeah. But
let's see what happens.
Lee's going to make a move around the outside. Ollie, we're going to go on board with that.
Oh, really close there.
Oh, that all the same tears. Ollie.
Oh, no, Lee.
Loses the rear end. And I was just touching tyres. A bit misunderstanding there. Ollie will probably be annoyed with Lee making that move there.
Oh, and he retired in the pits.
So he's called it a day. Yeah, that's him out. Well, Ollie then. He's going to have to wait then for the fight. Maybe there was contact between him and Brandon Vilgas, possibly, between Santiago, because they were quite close. Now, don't look like any damage to the Haas. And hang on, I thought that was Edward retiring then. As he's in the pit lane, and he's got a new front wing, it looks like. But he's leaving the pits as he's actually been held up. Oh no! Oh no! Is there a glitch? Don't know what happened there. Edward just got held in the pits.
The retired car from Santry causing a glitch there in the pits.
Edward won't be happy
so
with that.
unfortunate for Lico. Who will go side by side with Luis Bassman. These two actually had a battle before, so it's like a second round, you know, between them. And it seems like Lico is going to be the winner, but Luis Bassman doesn't give up. Oh, Rob the outside. But Lico doesn't have it, and he goes deep into braking. Really good and aggressive move by Lico.
Yeah, very aggressive, but great racing there, you know, especially these two had a bit of bad blood in Hungary. And they kept it clean this time, and it's good to see. It's a shame Edward there got helped up in the pit lane by the Red Bull. Right now, though, we're going to go on board with Lee, Kelly, and Lodi. Lee is making a move on Lodi now, and Lodi is trying to get the substitution.
No one got DRS.
Oh, he's definitely got DRS, and look at that straight line speed. He's going to go for the dive.
He doesn't have it open. Oh, and Ollie getting tasty.
DRS is open now for Ollie.
Yeah. Will he try the overtake though? He's not close enough.
Well, Lee's defending. Lee's thinking about it.
I believe if there's a crash, it will be between these three.
It's not the nicest thing to say, but I've got to agree. You know, these are fighting for the position. They've been fighting for a bit now, and Lodi's actually held his own, to be honest. So right now, it could get heated. But we'll have to wait and see. Look how close Lee is getting in the castle section. Lodi's just parking the tank right now. Lee must be getting frustrated under the collar because he now realises his third place is lost because he was in a good position and now he's losing so much time. Because the gap between him and Bugatti is 3.2 seconds right now. As a fight further behind, Kevin Harrison making a move on Fleddy. Has Fleddy got wing damage? He has. Right end plate, right chunk of the front wing's missing.
Whoa.
He must hit Castle.
And Lee hitting the wall, but I don't believe he's going to get damage from that. No, he didn't, so he's still in the fight. And look at that, he doesn't have enough gap. I believe Lodi has a lot of straight line speed, and he's going to use it, but let's see how it plays out.
Well, he's got plenty of ERS. He had over 80% just on that straight there. And down the straight he goes there, and he's going to look for the move. He's going on the inside. He's got the position this time with DRS.
This time he has DRS, yeah.
Yep, and he's got it. And he now moves into 5th place as apparently his pit stop has been opened. So maybe he was thinking of a 2-stop. But surely those hards can go to the end.
And Ollie's now going to be the one who's going to struggle. I believe Ollie's going to just do a bold move.
Just send it.
Nah,
no heroics in the Thunderbot. But yeah. Oh, he's just going to have to be patient now. Save his DRS. He knows Lloyd's only going to have DRS now with Lee. And as we've said, Lloyd's got some decent straight line pace. We just have to wait and see right now. We're going to keep an eye on the fight further behind as well. Currently for 13th place. This is the closest fight we do have. We're actually going to it now. As Little then making a move again on Lewis Bassman. Down the straight he goes, and an easy overtake as he takes P13 as Lewis Bassman drops to 14th. And these two are fighting for no points, but they are having a fight, and it's quite tasty right now, and hopefully they can keep it clean.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Luis Basman has the pace to keep up with Lickle, but maybe, you know, if he gets the things right and Lickle doesn't do things well, okay, I mean, that sounds stupid, but you know what I mean. I believe Luis Basman could get a chance to do the overtake on Lickle again.
Well, yeah, I've got to agree. You know, last week we had Lewis and Lodi having a nice little scrap. They were having a nice fight, and then unfortunately through turn 3 or 4, Lodi just lost a bit of the rear, and those two just unfortunately came to blows and went straight into the wall. Big crash as well, which caused a safety car. And it affected both the rest, so they retired.
Brandon pits.
As Brand's in the pits, it looks like Lodi is peeling into the pits.
Oh!
I don't know if that is allowed. We might have to have a look at
he had 2 wheels. He had 2 wheels, but I don't know if you have to have the 4 wheels.
Maybe the rule was actually further on in the pit lane, to be honest, because yeah, it didn't really gain an advantage there. As he's in the pit lane then. No front wing change of tyres on mediums. Let's see where he leaves the pit box. He's going to be in fresh air ahead of Fleddy, and he's going to be happy that he'll probably score a point in his debut. Well, not his debut, second race here. He was hoping for points in his debut race, Lordy was. Right now then, he's in 10th, and hopefully he can keep that car under control, as he is now a full-time driver in that Haas seat, as both Ferraris of Nino and David won't be scoring any points today, as Jackie Yates did get replaced after he just didn't turn up. But right now, as my eyes deceive me here, Paco, is Bugatti catching Lewis?
Yeah, but not fast enough. I mean, he's not gonna be able to catch it. There's 11 laps remaining, but I just believe that the pace is so close between those two that if Alfie gains back something, it's gonna be marginally. But we can see that right now, Brandon Glover, you know, catching quite quick on Rocco. So I wouldn't be surprised if in lap 17, you know, on this exact section of the circuit, he's able to open DRS.
Yeah, it's true, and you know, right now then we're going to go on board. Well, we actually were going to go on board with Rocco and Kevin. And I did say Rocco was looking for a podium position, but I think
Ollie pitting.
Ollie's in. Interesting. Is he going for the 2-stop? Maybe for the fastest lap. Currently, the fastest lap is held by our race leader.
Or did he get damaged?
I think he got damaged. Front wing. New replace for the wing, so that's a shame for Ollie. He probably be fighting with Lodi yet again. And Lodi will be happy now. He's now in 9th place. Ollie has got a lot of work to do to try and catch him up.
Well, right now the only thing we can call a battle is between Kevin and Rocco. I mean, the rest is just
for now. Oh
wait, watch out, because Lickle is now getting the move on Sondre, and Luis Fassman is also close. He could, no, I mean, he's far to try a dive, but let's see how it plays out. I mean, I don't know if Sondre is on a 12 lap medium, so he has to pit again. Yeah.
Well, that is a shame for Sondre. He'll be enjoying this little fight, but he'll be gone within a couple of seconds, and then he'll just be really disappointed, to be honest, because he knew he had the pace to be
Luis Fassman.
Oh, he's going for it.
Luis Fassman.
No, he's not. He makes
a
bit of a lock-up, big lock-up there on the left front from the ball hog. Lewis coming on the inside.
But that was all caused by Luis.
Oh, it's going side by side. Sondre's actually got front wing damage actually again on the right end. But very good stay there from Luis Fassman. Loses the rear end. These two are still going side by side, but Sondre finally yields. And there goes Luis Fassman into 13th. Sondre sort of need to pit for fresh tyres and a fresh front wing.
Yeah, so unfortunate for the bottle how, you know, to get damaged from that action, but I have to say Luis Fassman did a really good overtake there. I mean, he threatened Sondre by faking, you know, that he was going down the inside. Sondre fell for it, so he broke really deep. But yeah, and then Luis Fassman just had to move down. So yeah, really solid overtake by Luis Fassman, who unfortunately has lost the DRS range to Lickle. But yeah.
Yeah, that is true, but as we said, we thought, which isn't really a fight right now, is actually now turned into a 4-car fight. Because right now, Kevin Harrison, with some strong laps, is actually caught up to Brandon Vilgas. Brandon Vilgas is currently in 5th place, and just ahead of him, and Kevin Harrison 6th. Rocco in 7th, and Mr. Brandon Glover on fresh mediums in 8th place. This is going to be tasty for Brand because he knows he can easily get a 5th place out of these cars. And yet again, still no penalties in this race. I can't believe I'm saying this in the F1 tier because usually they rack up a lot of penalties like Hungary. But right now, look at Brand. He's really quicker than Rocco. Just through Castle, the grip difference compared to hard and medium. Will Rocco fight this, Paco? Do you think he will, or do you think Brand is just going to... You know, just
what does he have? What does he have to lose? You know, I mean, I think he's gonna send it. I mean, I think he's gonna just defend like if his life was in it and see what happens. As we can see, Matthew older, you know,
just improves a 41.6.
Yeah, proving who rules in F1, you know.
God, he's almost a second quicker than Lewis. He's
oh my God.
Twos.
Rocco's exit was horrible, and that's the overtake done by the Mercedes. And what's out, Kevin now getting the slipstream from Brandon. Brandon not making it easy. And what's out, Brandon has damage. That's why Kevin was able to gain that much to Brandon. So now it makes sense.
Wait, Brandon's actually. Oh, wait, does he? Does Brandon? Oh, Brandon Villegas.
Brandon Villegas.
Yeah. There's too many brands. All right. There's a Brandon Glover and then there's Brandon Villegas. There's too many brands.
Okay, let's divide this, okay? Let's call Brandon the man lover, and then we have Brandon Villegas, okay? I mean,
yeah, that's fair. I will agree on that. Speaking about Brandon Villegas, yeah, he does have damage there, so that's why he lost a chunk of time. And he's just hoping this race can end soon, and hopefully maybe a safety car. Because, look, I can't believe I'm saying this, but look at the gap for the lead. 12.5 seconds.
I just hope Matthew pits on lap 23, you know, goes soft and just fully send it.
I hope that as well, but I doubt he will. He knows he hasn't really... Oh, Brand, good save
what
there.
What a save.
Very good save there. That probably scared him and woke him up a little bit. And man over there almost into the wall, but keeps it under control. But look at Rocco, all on the rear end. He's looking hungry for 7th again, even though the hard's not that good. But as Brandon already ruined his mediums with that recovery, trying to keep the car under control. Jesus Christ. 41.515. Matthew is absolutely flying right now. He keeps picking up the pace.
He's having fun.
He's having plenty of fun. Will he actually be able to be a second quicker than his teammate on the same tyre? Because currently Lewis Curtis fast lap 22.2.
Look at Brandon doing the overtake on Brandon.
Two brands fighting for 6th place.
Actually, it's going to be closer than what I thought. He sent it down the inside. Will Brandon try to get the position back on Brandon? No, he doesn't. And now it's Brandon who is up to 6.
Well, yeah, the two Brandons there fighting away, and the man over there moves into 6th, and Brandon Villegas then into 7th. With the wing damage, he's now got to worry about Rocco behind in 8th, and Rocco's probably just going to be patient. Oh, does it look like there Brandon Villegas was going to go for a dive?
Brandon.
Locks up. There's just too many Brandons in this league. There's Kevin Harrison then into 5th now, and he's trying to pull away, but Brandon Glover then is 1.2 seconds.
We have to highlight in big and bold letters, you know, the race of Kevin's race. I mean, insane. He's now, I mean, I know Jared is just laughing, I don't know why, but Kevin Harrison currently sitting P5. And
he's getting 6 positions from the start.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane, and it's F1, you know, it's not F2, like, insane race, to be honest. Quite impressed. I was doubting, you know, if he was gonna have the pace to be in the top 10. Oh, okay. I mean,
he's 2/10 off Lewis Curtis's fastest lap.
It's just not impressing at all anymore. It's just not impressive.
Right now, Brand's doing 42 flats on mediums. And Matthew on 11 lap old hards is doing 41 fours. This guy can't be beat. As Kevin and Brand now find a way. Rocco then moves into 7th. Brandon Villegas then into 8th now, and the Brandons have been split. As Brandon Glover then is keeping up with Kevin, but Kevin and Brand have had a great race. Both gained a lot of positions.
Yeah, and as Brandon is trying now to overtake Kevin, the other Brandon loses a position to Rocco. So yeah, not what Brandon wanted. However, the other Brandon now trying the overtake from the outside, but look at that, Kevin, going wide as they make contact. Watch out, because there's still 6 laps, and if these two guys crash, there's a chance for safety car. Oh my god, they're still side by side. What are we watching, Yara? This is insane. As Brandon now tries to go round the outside, Kevin now trying to switch back, but Brad just blocks really well the position. And look at that, because Rocco is getting back to Kevin, so he could have a chance.
That is true. Watch now, Brand just bin it in Castle, but right now then, yeah, Brand on a mission. He's got 4 seconds. He's got 6 laps. On those fresh mediums, he could catch if he has the pace to do it. He needs to push, and Lewis Fast sets a new fastest lap, 40.7 for 1. And Edward then peeling into the pits for to try and take the fastest lap. Will Matthew pit? He has a 14.2 second gap to go for the fastest lap. Will he do that?
I mean, I just want him to pit. I don't know if he'll pit.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you need, I believe you lose 19 seconds.
19 to 18, something like that, and the gap right now is 14, so you'd only lose 4 seconds if you pit now, roughly, and on fresh softs compared to hards, it's a win-win. Matthew would actually catch, so I need to be behind Alfie as well, and he'd get past Alfie quite easily, to be honest, and Lewis will have to defend if they decide to pit the team. Oh, and the first penalty of the day. Brandon Vivas, 3 second time penalty there with the front wing damage, and Rocco then into 7th. And again on Kevin.
And Kevin lacking ERS, so Rocco gets in really quickly. I see, oh, that's going deep. And Fleddy pits, that's a bit
Why is
what happened there?
VSC?
I think Fleddy, someone has had a contact with the wall, but I don't know who.
Oh, it might have been Fleddy binned it in the pits. He's having a new front wing. He's on soft tyres. Was that the reason for the VSC? Hopefully this is a long VSC, because this could help Matthew. Because if the VSC ends as he's in the pits, they're going down straight, he could hold the lead. Oh no, it's Matthew! Matthew's got massive damage to the right front wing. He needs to pit. Matthew could he have bottled? He needs to pit. Matthew, right chunk has gone. He's cracked under pressure. He has crashed in Castle, it looks like. And Lewis Curtis is licking his lips. He could take the win into his race.
Nah, this is another level of bottling. I mean, you're first with a 15-second gap, you know, and the first thing you do is just smash the car against the wall and getting damage. I mean, Matthew, lad, what are you doing?
Well, Matthew then in the pit lane as the VSC is still ongoing, and it's enabled now.
Nope.
So we're back to green flag racing. Lewis Curtis is going to take the lead. Will he have a big enough gap though? We have run about 4 to 5 laps.
I think Liam Matthew will be side by side.
Oh, Alfie's in the pits.
Someone else pits.
Alfie pits.
Alfie also made contact.
Maybe,
or maybe not.
I don't know. It don't look like a front wing's getting replaced on that Alfa Romeo. But as you said, Lee just a bit behind Matthew. But look at the ERS usage on Matthew. He has, oh my god, look at the gap. 11.3 seconds. He has.
I think this is going to be a last lap fight.
Yeah, Matthew's going to have to prove why he is the greatest in this league.
A man on a mission right now.
If he wins this race, he has all my respect. Yeah.
And Rocco really close from Kevin, trying to move down the inside, but he was not close enough to try it. He will now try the switch back on Kevin. Kevin tries to not let any space, and now Alfie also on subs, you know, a man on a mission as well, as he has 4 laps, you know, to regain all the position he has lost with that pit stop, and he has to try and overtake Brandon Villegas as soon as possible. Will he dive here? I think he's gonna do it. He breaks late. He has the position gain, and really good move by Alfie, aggressive but effective, as he's now up to 7th. Meanwhile, in front, we have Rocco, you know, again all over the back as Matthew. I mean, we haven't completed a lap, and he has reduced the gap almost by 3 seconds. Yeah, I mean, oh my god, Matthew.
The driving god himself, I can't believe I'm saying this on the stream, the driving god himself is gaining time. Gap currently 8.6 seconds. I'm guessing by the end of this lap, it will be 6.3. This man is on a mission. He needs to increase the pace. He needs to push like a madman right now. Currently second, 8.6.
Yeah, he has 3 laps remaining, 9 seconds almost to regain. Let's see what happens as right now Kevin trying to defend from Rocco, but we can see, oh my god, that's a really aggressive move by Kevin as Rocco is now up to 5th, but watch out because this is not over yet. I believe Kevin is gonna try it back again on the 2nd straight, but we'll have to wait and see as Kevin now trying to have a really good exit as Alfie is catching bit by bit. But I don't think he's gonna try it. I think he's gonna wait for the main straight. Let's see if Kevin is able, you know, to keep that up. Yeah, he stays behind. Right. Oh, well, look at that, Brandon catching on Lee. So after all, Brand might be seeking a podium on this race.
Yeah, I was gonna add that. To be honest, he has got pace on those mediums, but they're gonna be dead soon. He needs to push.
We were talking about how boring the race was some laps ago, but I believe the virtual safety car has just. But yeah, the virtual safety car has mixed up the things a little bit. So, and Brandon Villegas, into the wall he goes, and his teammate, I think, is gonna.
There was more contact.
I mean, I don't think he got more damage than what he had, but he's going quite slow. Luis Bassman.
Let's pass on Sondre. Sondre's pitted. He's going for softs there. I think he's going to try and go for the fastest lap. Matthew, 5.9. 5.9.
Well, look at that. Alfie trying the overtake on Kevin before the straight. I think this is going to be really, really close. I mean, Kevin is going to have DRS on Rocco. Alfie is going to have DRS on Kevin. Oh my god, this is going to be insane. I think we're going to see the first 3 wide of the race. Let's see as Alfie now goes. We could say, well, down the inside he goes. I don't know how to call this. But he's now getting the overtake done. And will he do a 2x1?
Nah, he's not. He's on the way for the next straight. And just adding on to details here, Matthew has
even
done
before that
a 39.7. However, Fleddy in 11th place has done a 39.744. He's quicker than Matthew on the soft tyres at the moment.
Because I think Matthew is pushing, but not as much as he could. I mean, I don't think he wanna, you know, make that mistake again. As now it's Alfie up to 5th. So Alfie regaining. Let's see if he can catch Brandon Lee. He's gonna have a difficult task ahead, but not impossible. As now Lodi gets Brandon Villegas out of the way, and he's now up to 8th.
We're going to go on board a Brand then. He's the closest driver to Lee Kelly for 3rd place. Will he get a 3rd place, or will it be taken from Alfie, who's not that far behind? Currently 3.2 seconds. He has plenty enough time to gain. Matthew is on the edge of gaining on Lewis right now, 3.8. There's around about 2 and a bit laps, so it's definitely
Rocco having a really
lap.
bad exit. But now Kevin had a really bad exit, so Rocco gained back.
I don't see
when did Lickle retire?
I don't even know. Where has he retired? Someone's pit.
I mean, safety car is not so possible, so it doesn't matter really.
Yeah, but where's his car?
Maybe it was in the pits, I don't know. This is so weird. Well, he disappeared.
Yep,
Thanos just decided that he didn't belong to this race anymore.
As Brandon then making a move, looks like, probably on Lee Kelly. If he can just gain a little bit more now, he's gaining time. Gap 4.5 tenths.
He's gaining, but it's not going to be enough, I believe. I think he's going to wait for the 2nd straight. Let's see how he does it. Or maybe he will just wait, you know, to the final straight.
That was close. It looked like he almost near to the wall, but we got also 2.5 seconds now to the leader. Matthew and Lewis fighting for the lead.
It's going to be on the final lap.
Will there be team orders, or will Lewis finally test Matthew's patience and block him and do anything he can to take the lead? But right now, 2.1 seconds, 2 seconds now, Paco. He's gaining more time.
How many fights? I mean, we have the fight between Kevin and Rocco, and then we have the fight between Brandon and Lee, and then we have the fight between, oh my god, I mean, I'm gonna die.
It's going to be an amazing fight. 1.6 seconds now. He is gaining and gaining. Lewis is probably sweating in that cockpit. You know, at the end of that cockpit, they're going to have to drain that cockpit, the amount of fluid is running off him. Because right now, he is under pressure. Under a second now. 9 tenths. We're going to have to switch to Matthew very soon. Because this is a fight for the lead. Oh, a bit of contact there between Brandon and Lee. Bit of a nose hit there.
Not close enough. He went for the
Alfie.
straight. I mean,
look at Alfie.
The key part right now would be that Luis is able to keep a gap, but I don't think it's gonna do it. Matthew is just all over the Alfa Romeo. This is gonna be the fight of the year. Well, not really, because Matthew's gonna get it done even before the break-in zone, as he's now on the right side of the straight, and he's gonna make the overtake before going into the corner. Will Lewis try crazy dive? I don't think he will.
39-1.
There he goes, and now Matthew is up to first. He takes the provisional lead, and watch out because Brad is also getting the overtake down on Lee, but I don't think Lee's gonna give up this easily. And watch out for Kevin because Kevin is now doing the overtake as well on Rocco, so all the overtakes done on the final lap of the race, as now Kevin is up to 6. But will Rocco have a final word on this as Lee tried to get it back on Brad, but it was not enough. And now Alfie, we'll see how this finishes. Maybe Lee has enough pace, you know, to still be close enough in the final straight, but Alfie has to find a way to be behind Bran, because if not, that's the podium gone. But we'll have to wait and see what Alfie does. To be honest, I think he complicated the race himself. I
think it's going to be a photo finish, Matt. To be honest, we saw Lewis and Matthew. I think it's going to be a photo finish for like literally third place. It is going to be so hard to tell. Lee's going to be quick, Alfie's going to be quick, Brandon's going to be quick. You know, they're on all the same tyre compounds.
Over here.
You know, soft,
let's
hard,
see what
medium.
Alfie does.
Alfie
going for the... he has to do the overtake here.
Or
maybe not. He should wait. He should wait.
It's going to be close. It's going to be a photo finish. Who is going to take it? But we're going to have to switch on Matthew dead quick, because he's going to take the win. Down the straight he goes.
Down the inside.
Oh, missing the action. But Matthew then looks like he's going to take the win as Paco will inform me. And Matthew takes the win, weaves across the line, and great win there for Matthew Alder. Lewis Curtis takes second. Now we're going on board with Brandon Glover, who's under threat. Will he hold the position? It looks like he is. Alfie going to finish in fourth, it looks like. But will Lee come back at him? Here it goes then, down the straight. Brandon takes third place. Alfie in the fourth, Lee Kelly fifth, Kevin Harrison's going to hold it. Oh, look at Trinity, it's going to be a photo finish. Who's going to take it? Rocco's taking it. Sixth place to Rocco, Kevin in seventh. Lodi then will finish in eighth. That was a great photo finish between those two drivers. Lodi in eighth then, Ollie Favell, nice try for ninth. Brandon Vegas then will take 10th for Haas, and Haas get a double points finish with Flay then, who did have the fastest lap at one point, but then lost it to Matthew, who did a 39.1. The driving god is doing it again, as Flay then goes into 11th and will be finishing in 11th. And as you were going to say, Paco?
I have to say hats off to Kevin and Rocco. They've been fighting the whole second stint without causing damage to each other. You know, they've been part of the race fighting, and I think that's what every driver should learn to do. You know, just drive with respect, not crushing each other. I mean, hats off. To be honest, I don't have anything else to say. Brilliant.
Yeah, and the F1 people have said their drive days. Brandon Glover, and I've got to agree, to be honest, he gained, I believe, around about 10 to 11 positions. So, yeah, but this guy is unbeatable, and this is why. He pitted, had front wing damage, he looked like he bottled, had 11-second gap, and he takes the win by the last lap. It would have been a photo finish if it was the other lap, but Matthew then takes the win in style with Lewis Curtis yet again in second, and Lewis Curtis's pride is definitely going to be hurt for that, because he thought he had the win in the bag, with Brandon Glover then a very surprising third place and a very good third place. And I've got to say, it would have been a 3 Great Britain, but Bran always has the English flag, I believe. But here we go then, we go down the race order then. Matthew Order takes first place and doesn't take the fastest lap. Lewis Bassman nicks it again at 38.9. Lewis Curtis in second, Brandon Glover third, Alfie fourth, Leroy Kelly in fifth, Rocco Walsh in sixth, just by the line. Look how close that finish was, with Kevin Harrison in seventh, Lordy in eighth, Oliver Favell in ninth, Brandon Vegas in 10th, Freddie Good Recovery Drive in 11th, and Sondre and Lewis Bassman a lap down, 12th and 13th, and Edward then somehow DNF'd, don't know where, and Santeri also retired in the pits, but Cameron Young crashed in Castle, and Davidic also retired in the pits today, as Paco, I believe, is inviting the top 3. But what a great race indeed there, you know. Excellent from the Alfa Romeo boys, excellent drive from Brandon, but Matthew, great drive, you know, as I said, he has all my respect, taking the win, and he did it in style, and also having a 2-second gap at the end. Tried to do the triple, take pole, take the win, and take the fast lap, couldn't do it. As we have our first interview here, Lewis Curtis, and as you said,
to be honest, if Matthew didn't get the win, it would have been a really big battle, you know, and he shouldn't forgive himself, because he was leading by 15 seconds, you know. Winning and getting that position was the least he had to do, you know. So yeah, he was obligated to win. So for me it's not impressive, because he had to do it, but it's what he had to do. So he achieved it and he won. So congrats.
It's true as he hasn't joined yet, but I think we'll start with the third place driver then, Mr. Brandon Man Lover. Well then, Brand, congratulations on third place. I believe it's been a while since you've had a podium in the F1 tier. Maybe last season you had one.
I got one in Russia, Jared.
Oh, did you get one in Russia? Oh, yes, you
Pay
did. I
attention.
apologise.
Pay
I have
attention.
forgot about that. You know, it has been a long way back. However, though, you've had a very good race today. Good positions gained, and you were on the right strategy in the right car. And have you got anything to say about your race?
Not really. I think it was just a good race as well. Very similar to Russia. Started pretty much at the back, did the alternate strategy, did some overtakes right last few laps, and it was a fun race. Nearly bottled in Castle section. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, we caught
Made
that.
made a nice save there, and luckily the race ended. Otherwise, I think Bugatti would have got me.
Yeah, well, with that VSC, Bugatti was actually quite close to you at the end. Were you scared that he would have had you there? Or?
Yeah, you obviously them softs were so quick, so I just had to get past Lee because I knew if Lee was in between us, there'd be a bit more of a buffer, you know, which did help at the end. So I was a bit concerned about him because I was pretty confident I was catch Lee, which he did, but I also thought he would catch me.
Oh, got to say, very good result and good to see you back on the podium this season. As you said, you had one in Russia as well. But with your teammate coming into the race later on, did he tell you what happened, what the reason of his DNF or anything like that? And did it cost you today in the constructors with that DNF? Or?
Oh, I don't care about the constructors. It's not like we're going to win, is it? Alfa Romeo are going to win. But I think Edu just had a bit of a stinker of a race. He's got wing damage. And, I don't know really. I was just doing my own thing.
Well, yeah, you were. You also saved it in Castle, which was very impressive to see, as you did say you almost lost the rear, and it was a very good save, a very tricky place to save the car, because it could have easily ended your race and it could have had Bugatti in third, but you got it. But Paco, have you got any questions to ask Brand before I ask him the final question, or do you want to ask him that?
What's gonna be your final question? Because depending on what
Next
you
week.
ask. Okay, then. Do you think that if you had qualified better, you would have gotten the chance to maybe fight Luis? Because it seemed like you had a strong pace. I don't know if it was because of the strategy or what. But maybe with a better qualifying, do you think you could have achieved second?
I don't think so. I think Lewis was probably too quick. I can't actually remember how far ahead he was of me in the end, but I'm pretty sure it was like well over 10 seconds. So, I mean, I don't know. I definitely had the pace. Like, I was up on my quali lap by a lot, and then I bottled that one. That's why I started so low down. But I think the Alpha's just too quick. So I think P3. It's like best of the rest, really, isn't it? So I think it's the best I would have got.
Well then, that's my question done. Still, congratulations on your P3. So I'll let Jared ask your final question. His final question.
Thanks.
Well then, the next round is Japan. Where do you feel you're going to be there? Do you think you could get a podium on the cards, maybe a win, or just looking for points with the Mercedes team?
Well, I mean, my last F1 win was at Japan, quite a while ago, but I don't know. I think I'm usually go out of Japan. I think points is just my aim every race, and if a podium pops up again, that'll be good. Really.
Yeah, well, hopefully we do see you on the podium again next week, and hopefully you get points as well. And it's been a great race from you today, and you did deserve the driver's day from what it says on the F1 game. So I've just also got to add that. And well then, we'll move on to Lewis Curtis. Paco, do you want to start off with Lewis?
Alright, Aldo. Hello, Luis.
Hello.
P2, after, I would say, a difficult race. You didn't have the quality you bottled in that corner before ending the second sector. Do you think that without that bottle, you could have been... Well, you could have won, because in the end the gap was 2 seconds, and maybe if you have been behind Matthew, you would have had cleaner, which possibly could have made you win the race.
There's the possibility of that working, but I don't know how my race would have went starting closer towards Matthew, so really anything could have happened that way.
you had to make lots of overtakes when you qualified that bad. Did you think that you would get second, or you didn't expect it when you saw that your pace was that good?
Well, I was expecting to probably be around Alfie battling, but he got a bit of damage on the first stint. So it kind of opened up a spot to take second, and then when I got past Ollie on the back, they started battling, which got me a gap. So I could just coast in second place for a while.
When Matthew had that bottle and had damage, did you think that you had a chance? I mean, did you really think that you could keep that position, or you were sure that Matthew was going to get that gap back and overtake you?
Well, I knew fresh tyres like 3 to 4 seconds lap quicker, but the VSC kind of saved him a bit on the time lost. So kind of benefited him in the end.
Jared, do you have any question for Luis?
Just like he's an Albon, but no, honest, great race today, and you know, it's unfortunate you didn't get the win, but I haven't really got any questions, to be honest. Baku, if you want to ask him the final one.
Alright, next round is Japan. You were able to once again get second, which I think it's the fourth time, or maybe the third time you get second place. Do you believe that Japan could be the track in which you can get your first win?
With Japan, I normally have a bad qualifying, but my race pace is normally good, so it'll probably depend on where I qualify if I can give Matthew a challenge or not.
Well, hopefully we can see you fighting Matthew, you know, and finally getting that win you deserve, despite Jared's opinion on that. But congratulations on your P2, and yeah, good luck next week.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations on Brandon Lewis on the podium today then, but there's only one winner. It is Matthew Orlen. Matthew, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Well, congratulations on the win today. You had to fight a little bit harder for it today after you did that bottle. But yeah, good race. You had good quality pace. You amazed me in quality. You had 8/10 gap to Alfie.
6.
6/10 then. Bit closer. But were you happy with the race, how it went, or do you think that little mistake you had shouldn't have happened?
Well, yeah, I think the race could have obviously gone better. I already could have won by like 15 seconds maybe without that mistake. But the mistake happened anyway, and I really couldn't do anything about it after it happened. So I just did my best to make sure that I got the win back, and obviously the VSC came out, which helped me a lot. But yeah, I managed to get the win back, so it really didn't mean much in the end. I wouldn't say it helped me on what Lewis said, because I didn't get fast lap or anything. I mean, just the only change it made was that I did an extra pit stop compared to him. So yeah, I think the quali was really good, though much better than the race ended up because of that crash. So yeah, that's like the best time I've done in a while, particularly around Baku, because I've done multiple races recently around there. And I mean, my PB was a 0.3 before, and that was with slipstream. I hadn't even done a 0.5 without it, so to do a 0.4 a low as well, and to be so close to a 3 is really good.
Yeah, it's very impressive as well, especially with the gap difference between you and Bugatti, as you and Bugatti were fighting last week for the win. And as you said, with a bottle, with the wing damage as well. I wish the race ended a lap earlier. It would have been a 4-4 finish between you and Lewis. But quick question to add, you did say you lost the fastest lap. Were you annoyed that you lost that fast lap to Lewis, or Lewis Fassman, or do you think he earned that in the end, and you're happy with the result you got?
Well, I don't know where he really finished, if he intentionally pitted for fast lap or whatever, but it doesn't annoy me. It's only a point. A point really doesn't make too much difference when you're already like 60 points in the lead anyway. So
very well answered then. Paco, have you got any questions for Matthew, or can I ask him the final one? What would you want to ask him that?
Nah, go ahead. I mean, I was gonna laugh at him, you know, and take the piece about how he almost bottled, but he won. So yeah, you can go on and ask him about next round.
the dogs are in the background having to go at him as well.
Yeah.
Well then, Matthew, Japan is next round. Where you feel you're going to be there? As Brand says, he's going to have a good result, hopefully. Do you think you could take another win? Another podium in the background there as your dogs are having a right go at you for the bottle. What do you think about Japan?
Can you repeat the question?
Japan, basically Japan. How do you think you're gonna do in Japan?
I like Japan. I think I'll do well. I think it's not a track where it's easy to get penalties, except Degner. And I mean, I also don't think Japan is an easy track to crash at. So I don't know how it is for others, but for me, I don't think it's very easy to crash at. So I'm assuming there won't be a safety car or anything, especially not getting one at Baku. So yeah, I think even if I do get a penalty, I'll be fine. Lewis said his race pace is good, but his quali pace is bad. Well, I mean, I don't really see too much of a point of having good race pace around Japan if you're stuck behind people after a bad quali, because it's hard to overtake generally, especially in the DRS train. So
okay then, well, as I've got to say from all three of you, congratulations there on the results you got, and yeah, well, Matthew, you've surprised me how quick you've gone today. As I said in the stream, you earn all my respect for that win. But we are going to be now doing... Shut up. We are going to do the closing down procedure now. This has been International Racing League, F1 tier, round number 5 at Baku. I've been your commentator, IRL Neon, or as Jared Lee Fosbury. Been joined in the booth by the legendary Mr. Suarez. Paco, have you got anything to add before I finish off?
Hopefully next race will be as chaotic as this one.
Hopefully indeed. If you want to see some more action around Baku, join F2 and F3 4:30 UK time tomorrow, and then Japan for FP Wednesday 8 o'clock, and then Japan on Saturday 4:30 for the F1 tier on Saturday. Hope you guys have a nice time, and see you guys next time. Goodbye.